Okay, good morning. So at this point, we have started our chapter on exponents. You guys didn't have any homework, no? No. Okay. That's fine. Sorry about that. We'll make up for it, okay? Why so late? Okay. So we looked at the first law of exponents. When we're multiplying and bases are the same, what do? We add the exponents, okay. So now we're going to look at the second law of exponents. Okay, let me just get the textbook open. Where's our class monitor? Just check with the computer lady if she had printed the notes, please. So division is the next law of exponents. So yesterday we looked at the multiplication. Today we're going to look at the division. This is on page 13. Okay, I want you guys to write that law down. Division, if you're dividing and bases are the same way, subtract the exponents. Okay. Sorry?
She only finished the grade 8.
So I got the grade 9s for me now. So you tell her you grade 9.
She said she didn't start with it.
So I need it, please. Okay, so there we got 3 examples. Okay, so you can do all 3. Okay. So the first one, that would simply be, it will be x. Who got that right? Sorry, huh? So why isn't your hand up? You was writing that you had. Girlfriend, what did you write? So why did you put your hand up? What? But that was us. The next one is going to be A. Is the 1 B? Not so? So 3 minus 1 is? You can go straight to the answer, no problem. Right? You all agree with that? So you were doing the third example, what's the answer? This is a B. B2, B squared. You all agree with that? Who agrees with B squared? You also got B squared. So, what would the sum have been if it was B to the 9 over B to the 7? That would be B squared, not so? So good. Is the question the same? No. So should the answer be the same? No. You see that? So what should the answer have been? B? The negative 2.
Martin,
Yes, ma'am?
you got 9A.
Yes, I do.
And the girls who want to do music, can they go to the prefab now, please?
Okay.
Apparently it's been arranged, some music testing or something for them.
But that's just busy with the lesson, miss.
I don't know, I was told it was arranged. They could come in the staff meeting this morning, it was arranged.
Okay, we'll check with Mr. Engel now, miss.
Okay, only the music girls, not the whole class.
Okay. How many music learners are you? More than one? Okay, I'll check now with Mr. Engel. Mr. Engel give you music. Okay, so it's going to be 7 minus 9. It's negative 2. But remember, what did we say? It looks weird, yes. But that is the answer. Just look at it this way. If you got b to the 7 over b to the 9, where's there more b's? The bottom. So it's going to be 1 over b squared. Another way we could have done the same thing, and we'll speak about this when we do the negative exponent. Okay? We will come back to this concept. Okay, you guys understand? So this is part B. Please look at C. Anything to the power 0, okay? Power of 0. Okay. So we say to the power 0. Anything to the power 0 is 1. So, looking at an example of this could be, if I got x to the power 3 over x to the power 3. In other words, this will be x times x times x. Not so. Over x times x times x. So that x cancels that, numerator, denominator, numerator, and so on. Which gives the answer? You see that? So, if you want, you can. If I apply the second rule of exponents, we've got x cubed over x cubed. So that would simply be x, the number on top, which is 3, minus the number at the bottom. That's all. What's 3 minus 3? 0. So if the sum is the same, then the answer must be the same, not so? So therefore we can conclude that anything to the power 0 is. Makes sense, people? If you want to write that down, you may. So we're saying anything to the power 0 is 1. So what is 2 to the 0? 1. That's all. What is x to the 0? 1. What is 2x to the 0? 3. How you get 3? Yes? Who says 2? You are the only one that's right. Okay, shh. Adam.
I say 2 because it's a minus, invisible minus sign between the 2 and the x. So, I
2 is correct.
don't know.
But your explanation. Nice try. Why is 2 correct? Yes? Oh yes, why? Well done. Between 2. You said minus.
Sorry.
Times, you mean times, okay. So between 2 and x is a multiplication sign. And that 0 is only on the x and not on the 2. Yes, so anything to the power 0 is 1. So that becomes 1, which makes an answer. Make sense? So this is going to then be an easy one. What is 2 to the... What would that have been? Right? Write that down. And then this one here. That one here. There's 4 sums you can answer quickly. 5. Okay, so the first one is x. So that is 1. That's all. The next one? 4. How you get 4? No, I'm here now. Yeah, the O is a 0, not O. Okay. What would this one be? 1. Yes. This one? 1. Next? 4. There's your 4. Next? Negative 5. Okay. Any confusion at this point? The negative 5 b squared. The 0 is only on the a. So only the a becomes 1. So it's going to become negative 5 times 1 times b squared. And that's how I get it. You got it? Any confusion? No. My voices of shouting yesterday at you people. Alright. The next subheading there is negative index, negative exponent. Yes? Can you, this exponent here is negative n. So a to the negative n is equal to 1 over a. Yes, Michael? It's fine. We can fetch it during break. We can collate it during break. Or would you like a break? Huh? Thank you. So you see, that is why you're the class monitor. Anybody else? There is no break is important. No. Right, people to explain this one here. Let's say we got x squared over x 5. No? What does x squared mean? If I write it in expanded form. X times x over x times x times x times x times x times x. You're the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. You guys only had 5 x's in your life. Not 6. Well, right? Only a joke, no? Alright. People, what can happen here? X cancels x. Then x cancels that x. So in other words, I got 1 over x times x times x, which gives you 1 over x cubed. You all agree with that? Who's confused? Who understands? Okay. So let's apply the second rule of exponents. And you got x squared over x5. So that would simply be x 2 minus 5. What's 2 minus 5? Negative 3. We say, hang on. Is the sum the same? Yes. So the answers must be the same. Not so? So in conclusion we can say, therefore x to the minus 3 has to be equal to 1 over x cubed. Did you see that? X to the negative 3 is equal to 1 over x cubed. Hence, this explanation here, for those of you who can't see, this is going to be a to the n, to the negative n, sorry. What does n, why did I put the n there? It can be any natural number. That's all. And the a, the base here, can be also any number. Okay, any number other than, say, 1. But almost anything. Okay, the variable. Then it can be 1 over a to the n. That is basically what's happening. You see that, people? So, if you got, let's look at a couple examples. X to the minus 1, I write that in with a positive exponent. Let's see how many of you are going to get this 4 right. Guys finish? Almost. Okay. Let's send a PDF to the group. I made copies of this is but we will end it up tomorrow. You can collect it. Okay. Right. So what's the first one? 1 over x. Yes, well done. You all okay with that? Next one? 2 over x. You all agree with that? Why? Because the negative 1 is only on the x. Yes? What do you have? Okay, she say, so you got 2 times 1 over x. Not so? So that is naturally over 1. Not so? Numerate, can anything cancel here? Numerated it? No. So 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times x is x. So, but can I leave it like this here? No, you must simplify it. Do you understand? Yeah. Okay, next one. What will the next one be? 2 to the minus 1 times x. The negative is only on the 2. So only the 2 goes down. Make sense? You see here, that's over 1. So that comes down. No? That is negative. So only that comes down. Can you see that? It's naturally over 1. So what must come down? Only the 2. So it's x over 2. Can you see that? So what will the next one be? So naturally that's over 1. Here we go 1 over 2x. Why? Because the whole bracket is negative. So the whole bracket becomes a negative. Okay, a bit confusing. Okay, so let's, before we move on, let's do a bit more of these. Guys finished? Not yet? Okay. So the first one? 1/5. You all agree with that? What will the next one be? Y squared, absolutely. Who got that one right? Explain. You didn't got it right? Why was your hand up? Okay. Oh, so who got it right? You and me. Okay. I'll explain that. So, you see, this was negative as a numerator. The exponent was negative as a numerator. And it became a denominator, positive. This is negative as a denominator. It will become positive as a numerator. Make sense? But some of you are going to say, nah, that doesn't stick well. No? Some of you won't accept. We can look at it another way. What does this line here mean? Divide. So in other words, it is 1 divided by y to the minus 2. Not so? What is y to the minus 2? What is y to the minus 2? We just did it in the previous section. What is y to the minus 2? Is that not 1/y squared? Yes? So that's going to be 1 divided by 1/y squared. But what can happen to that division? So, change to multiplication and tumble and times. Not so? So it's 1 multiplied by y squared over 1. Is there anything that can cancel? No, it's useless cancelling 1 and 1, not so? So what's y times y squared? Y squared over 1, which is y squared. Did you see that, people? So am I going to go through this whole calculation here all the time? No. So we will remember, if it's negative as a denominator, the exponent will be positive as a numerator. If it's negative as a numerator, the exponent will be positive as a denominator. Make sense, people? You can make a note on that thing. If an exponent is positive and negative, sorry, as a numerator, it will be positive as a denominator. Are you writing this down, Michael? Make the note. the exponent is negative as a numerator, it will be positive as a denominator. There are other rules that applies to it. There can't be pluses and minus between the terms. There can only be one term in the numerator and all of those things. But just for simplicity's sake, we're writing this down. Just to get used to that rule. Okay. So it's not going to be able to apply to the grade 11 support. Okay. So, if it's negative as a denominator, if the exponent, write this down. As a second note, if the exponent is negative as a denominator, it will be positive as a numerator. All these notes you can highlight, you can put it in a box, or whatever you want to do, okay? Okay. So what's your answer to number 7? Y squared, yes, over x. Okay, looks like you guys are getting it now. Why? Because this was negative as a numerator, it will be positive as a denominator. This exponent is negative as a denominator, it will be positive as a numerator. Make sense? What will the next one be? 4? Huh? Huh? Well, somebody said it, somebody said it. 4 over? AB squared. No. The square is not on the B. The square is on the A. A squared B is, and not AB squared. You see that is negative as a numerator, will be positive as a denominator. So it's going to be 4 over A squared B. Make sense? Okay. This is an interesting one. And another interesting. 2 interesting ones. The end of it. It's a sum. There's 2 ways of doing this, okay? The section of work takes a lot of practice, people. It can be catchy at some times. No? Just practice a lot. Okay. Where's the answer to number 9? Jaden? Not this time. Anyone? Yes, Michael. 3 over 2. That's correct. How do you get that? Here we go, well done. She's saying both is negative. And this is the first way, one of the two ways you can do it. You see that's raised to higher exponent, so it's going to be 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Negative as a numerator will be positive as a denominator, the exponent. The exponent is negative as a denominator, will be positive as a numerator. So in other words, this one's going to go up, that one's going to come down. So this would be 3 over 2. That's one way of doing it. Otherwise, if I got 2 over 3 raised to the negative 1. If you consider this whole thing to be a numerator, not so, then where would this then go? To the denominator. You all agree with that? Yeah, it's going to be more complex. But in other words, this would be 1 over 2 over 3 to the 1. Not so? That's what you did. No problem. But would it stop here? No. Naturally, this is over. What does that mean? Sorry, what does that mean? Divide says 1 divided by 2 over 3 raised to the 1. But that means nothing, not so? So what can I do? I can drop that. So what do? I say it's 1 multiplied by 3 over 2. That's over 1, so that's going to be 3 over 2. You guys understand? Any confusion? Okay. Try the last one. Okay, give everybody a chance. Okay, so what do you get for number 10? Yes, anybody? Yes? Yes, Michael? Which is what? 16 over 9. Who got 16 over 9? Correct. What did the rest of you get? Nothing? 0?
I didn't answer that I was going to be wrong, so I just
No, if you're wrong, then I'll ask you what is your wrong answer. Where did you go wrong? Can we try and explain? Or don't you understand? So let me explain quickly. Yes, your hand is up. Sorry? You got a different answer. Can I just explain quickly? Yes. Square. Yes. People, what we do, that's a 1 and a 1 there, not so? So it's going to be 3. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2 over 4 to the negative 2. That's all. So what happens? If it's negative as a numerator, the exponent will be positive as a denominator. If the exponent is negative as a denominator, will be positive as a numerator. So that would simply be 4 squared over 3 squared. 4 squared is 16.
Good morning. I have your attention to notices.
Any confusion?
So Yama non-Kutwane, can you please report to the office for a collection? So Yama non-Kutwane in grade 11, can you please report?
Okay. So for homework, so that last part, the E and F we'll do tomorrow. For homework, it's exercise 1. Who's taking the homework down to the group? Okay. It's exercise 1 on page 14. It's number 1. It's number 1. 2, 3, 4. We didn't do the second law yet. Yeah, just do number 1, 3 and 4. You don't do 2. 1, 3 and 4. People enjoy the rest of your day. Good morning, class.